Brady Snow. It's day one of the road trip, and I got an update for you. Number one, the phone is on the wheel. I am pinching the phone between my two fingers, but both hands are on the wheel. Anyway, it's day two of the road trip where Billy, the camera guy, and I have set out across the great American West to figure out how to become a content creator. What's it like? What do you gotta do? What are the skills you gotta master? And we're gonna give you an update today about what we've been learning on day two of the road trip ever since I figured out my niche, how to be a content creator. And by the way, I am filming this on my phone, but don't worry, I'm pinching it on the wheel, so both hands are on the wheel. Both hands are on the wheel. So stay tuned. We're gonna show you what we've been learning about becoming a content creator, about how to get started. Yeah, Billy is asleep in the back. That's why you can't see him. That's why he's not here. He's laying down, so you can't see him. But yeah, Billy's been learning the camera. He's been learning a couple lessons. We'll give you a little tutorial when he wakes up from his nap. But I figured, we got like 800 miles to go across the Great Basin. We're not even to the Great Basin yet. It is an ancient lake bed, by the way. It's the bottom of an ancient lake bed. It's just dried out now. But anyway, we're not even there yet. We're in Utah. Vast country out there, folks. But yeah, so what we've been learning is lesson number one. You gotta just start creating. Just start shooting. You're gonna figure out what the best kind of content is for you to shoot as you go. But you just gotta start shooting. You figure out what you like. You learn from your mistakes. That's what you gotta do. And that's why I'm shooting this on my phone, because I said we got 800 miles to go. We can't pull over at every rest stop, every view area, and set up the camera here. So sometimes you gotta run and gun. That's what they call it, run and gun filmmaking, and iPhone's great for that. So if you're a content creator just getting started, your phone's gonna work great. One thing I will say about run and gun filmmaking, though, here's a filmmaking tip for you. Most of these things shoot in 30 frames per second. The problem with 30 frames per second is that's not what most of your other videos likely are if you're shooting in your studio or your living room, right? You're probably shooting in 24 frames a second if you're going for that Hollywood look with motion blur. Maybe you get a little motion blur there, but it's 6 extra frames per second than what you get with, my standard shooting. So if I'm gonna match this up or, cut this together with some clips from a 24 frames per second shot from a different camera, it's gonna look a little different. You can still do it. 30 frames per second is what they shoot news broadcasts in and soap operas. And this is me figuring out my niche, how to be a content creator. So it's kind of like a news broadcast and a soap opera, like together in one. Sometimes the colors might not match up if you're shooting with two different cameras. Like I'm shooting on my iPhone, the colors are gonna look a little different than how they turn out on the Sony with the full frame sensor and different color profiles and all that fancy schmancy mumbo jumbo. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah. Now we're in it. Coming to a little shadow right here. Anyway, you can mash that footage up, and also there's apps that you can get that will allow you to change the frame rate. Filmmaking Pro is one I have that I need to start using. So next clip, next video, I'll try to give it 24 frames per second for you. Otherwise, we'll be on the full camera by then. I'll come back into the sunlight here. So, look at this beautiful country out there. I'm gonna have to only give you side views of the country because the front window is covered in bugs. I'll give you a close-up of that later, how many bugs there are all over my grill, all over the wind. They're dead. You can see the bodies inside too. It's just moths and bees. There's a couple bees. They're just plastered there. Their bodies are hanging in the grill, just going 90 miles per hour across the desert. Their body's gonna end up on the coast, and their souls are gonna realize, like, yeah, the coast is pretty nice. Not a bad place to die. I guess they're dead. Anyway, what was I talking about again? Oh yeah, frame rate. So, yeah, you're gonna shoot on your phone, 30 frames per second. Not the biggest deal. Just may not look exactly synced up if you're going for like a all-out Hollywood style production look or whatever, or if you just want your footage to look nice and professional. So if you're just shooting content, if you're just trying to get your message out like I am right now, go for it on your phone. You're fine. The audio should be pretty good. Obviously better to do other stuff. Like I'm sure you can hear the car going 90 miles an hour across the desert right now. But wow, this is really stunning out here. But yeah, you go for the soap opera news broadcast look, that's okay. And then you get out your good camera later and you figure out how to use it, and then you get some beautiful footage later. Mix, montage, collage of all the beautiful content that you're going to create. As long as you're being your authentic self, you're good to go, baby. Good to go. So that's all I got to say on this one. We'll give you more content here soon. Stay tuned. I'm sure Billy will wake up and he'll give you a little tutorial on what we've been learning on the camera so far. For now, I just wanted to give you this update. We are crossing the desert. Maybe 700 miles to go now. So we'll talk to you maybe another 50, 100, 150 miles, something like that. Talk to you soon. Oh, by the way, like, subscribe if you like this video. I'm going to keep pumping out content for you. It's going to get better. I know it's pretty good right now, but it's going to get real good. And you don't want to miss a video when I pump out a new video. So just go ahead and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And yeah, I'll check you later, YouTube. Thanks.